Hello everyone, welcome to Davos for your family. Today the topic is all about how can we create a simple EC2 instance in AWS using Terraform. Okay, so in order to create the EC2 instance using Terraform, there are few prerequisites. So the prerequisites are we need to have a Terraform installed and AWS CLI installed in our local machine, and also we need to create a access key and secret key ID, and we need to have a few Terraform files. That extension should be .tf. Okay, so I have already made a video how we can install this Terraform CLI, and how can we create access key and secret key IDs. Please refer my other video, and let us now get started. So I have created a directory name AWS EC2 count, and the first file we are going to have is provider.df. So in the provider.tf, we need to input the what is the provider we are going to use, that is called AWS version, and what is the source and what is the version. And also we need to input the AWS access key and secret key. There will be a couple of ways we can able to input this one. I'm using a profile approach, that is I have created access key and secret key using AWS CLI, that I have already explained in my previous video. And the way how we can create is, you can just go to your command prompt and you can just type the command aws configure -fn profile, and you have to give the profile name what you have. Once you enter this command, it will ask for you the access key and secret key ID, and you have to input the same name in the profile name. Yeah, so that's how you can able to use the profile approach. Now, other approach, we can able to just input the access key, secret key, and the region here directly in our variable.terraform tf file. But I don't need to go with that kind of approach, because in case in my upcoming videos we are going to see how can we collaborate this in a version control, that is Git, and how can we automate everything via Jenkins, so that it will be a kind of a CI/CD approach. So in that case, I don't want to expose my access key and secret key ID here in the variable.tf. And so that is the reason I've just made everything here in my profile approach. Okay, so now if you want to have this profile, how can we go? You have to just go to here Google and just search for AWS Terraform, and you can just go to EC2 instance. So if you search this one, and you will get this page, probably this and this are same page. Okay, so here there are a couple of example you can able to just go through and just refer this one. And the first thing we have to just go to this one, use provider. So we have to copy paste this configuration into the provider.tf. And if you see, this is the same way I have copy and pasted this one. And in the provider, there will be extra line I have added for my access key and secret key, that is the DFU, the profile name here. Okay, and the second thing is we need to have a, so you can name whatever, or you can have a single file to accommodate all this one. But to get more clarity and just have the uh, coding way of things, I have just separated the things for provider.tf to just for the provider, and variable to just use the variables, and readme file is used for to refer the commands and what is the prerequisite. And here this is our main file. Okay, this is called ec2.tf. You can name whatever it you can have, but the only prerequisite here is to the extension should be .tf. Okay, and yeah, so here if you see, this is the name resource, and this is the name of the provider. Here if you see, this is the AWS underscore instance, that is the resource what we are going to create in AWS. So to create the AWS instance, we need to use resource keyword, and AWS the provider, and the instance or the resource what you are going to create. And this is the internal name. that will be referred by Terraform. And what is this AMI and instance type? You may wonder how I can get all this one. If you go to here, if you get just go through all these example, in the end if you see, we can take this as an example of resource AWS instance, and this is I have replaced with this my own name, that is web server. And there are two things, argument and attribute reference. Argument, it's the thing that is the input reference, what is essential to create this EC2 instance. If you see, there are, you can see AMI and associated public IP, availability zone, these are all optional. And this one, if you see AMI optional to use for this instance, required unless launch template is specified, and the launch template specifies an AMI. So if you are not having the launch template, then this is a like a required part, that I can say this is not optional. That is the, we need to define this one. That is the reason I just specify this AMI. And this AMI ID, I will tell you how we can get this one. And the instance type, this is something like we need to have the instance like CPU and RAM size, right? So by default, this is I selected as t2.micro, so that will come to our free EC2 like instance type. And this is called user data. This is just a small like a bash file. This will be executed in the bootstrap. That means the first initialization of the machine when it deployed to AWS. But keep in mind, this is only one time, first time when the machine is getting deployed into the AWS. Okay, so if you see, this is, I'm just installing Amazon Linux extras and install Nginx here, and I'll be echoing my YouTube channel, that is DevOps for you, and I'll be enabling the Nginx, and I'll be just starting the Nginx, and this is end of script. And I am naming this my EC2 instance tag name, that is a name as dfu hyphen dev server. Okay, so let me just execute this one. First command we need to execute here is, if you refer my readme.file, so terraform init, this is the first command we need to execute here. So what it will do, it will go and fetch the record provider. So here our provider is AWS. It will go and install or get the plugins from the AWS to interact with the AWS. You see, after we initiate this one, is created a .terraform folder. Under this one, you can able to see the Terraform provided AWS 5.36. This being downloaded from the record cloud provider. So how this is being downloaded, if you refer this provider.df, we have specified the version number as 5.36. The next command is terraform plan. So this is kind of a dry run, what is going to be deployed. That means what is our expectation. So if you see, it is going to deploy a AWS instance.web server, that is a EC2 instance. Okay, and the tag, the name of the tag is dfu dev server. And what are the output? I want to plan, one to add, and zero to change, and zero to destroy. That is, we can have four kind of life cycle, right? Terraform init, plan, apply, and destroy. So here we are going to add one, that is our plan is to deploy one resources, that is EC2. And this is all the output version, what is we can get after the output of the resources. For example, I'm going to get the EC2 public DNS name and public IP and instance state. This I specified here in the EC2.tf. If you see, output EC2 public IP and public DNS and instance state. How I get that one? If I go to the attribute reference, you can able to refer all this output like AR and ID, instance state. This one I have already, this is the one I given in my output, right? And what else? Public IP, likewise I just grabbed from here. Okay, if you want, I can go with something called, yeah, ARN also, but it will take some time to refer. But what we can do first, let me go on execute the changes. So apply, and it will prompt me for the confirmation. If I give yes or no, it will, if I give yes, it will go and deploy the EC2 instance. And one thing, if you go to AWS console, okay, if I duplicate this one, and if you go and launch an instance, here you will get the AMA ID which I referred here. AMA ID is nothing but the base OS what we are going to deploy. This is the AMA ID, right? So if I go and if I just select and see, okay, or if I go here, you can see this is the AMA ID I will get when I deploy this in AWS. And if I want to match this one, Linux 2 AMI, right? So this is ending with 62D37. And if I go here, yeah, 62D37, this is the one I grabbed. And this AMI ID will get changed based on the region. Okay, I'm in North Virginia, that is US East one. It may change if I go to like a Pacific, Tokyo, or maybe India, or if I choose the region, it will change based on that region. This AMA ID will get change. Okay, fine. I think our Terraform command has been, code has been executed. Now we can able to see in our console one EC2 instance that is created with the name DFU hyphen demo server. Yeah, dev server. Yeah, if you go here, refresh. Yeah, you see DFU dev server. This is the one. Okay, and it's since in initializing stage. Okay, and as I said, I have just input some init script that will execute this one, right? And if I go and grab the public IP, okay, yeah, you see, welcome to DevOps for You family. Please visit https youtube.com at DevOps for You channel. So yeah, this is our website or the YouTube channel. Okay, so successfully we deployed EC2 instance using Terraform, and we have gone through all the Terraform related files also. In my next video, I will teach you using meta argument, that is called count. How can we deploy more than one EC2 instance, from one EC2 instance to 1000 or whatever it may be as per your requirement. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.